Hello student friends, in this video lecture I am going to talk about revenue deficit. Before I discuss the details of revenue deficit, first of all I would like to speak on what is budgetary deficit. Budgetary deficit refers to the mismatch between receipts and expenditure of the government. It is a multidimensional concept. The practice of showing budget deficit as such has been discontinued in India since 1997-98. However, three other measures of deficit are shown in the government budget of our country. These are revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, and primary deficit. Okay. In today's discussion, I will be discussing only about revenue deficit. Now, what is revenue deficit? Revenue deficit refers to the excess of revenue expenditure over revenue receipts. Hence, we write the formula of revenue deficit as revenue deficit is equal to revenue expenditure minus total revenue receipts. Okay. The concept of revenue deficit is very important and has significant in budget discussion. That is why I am going to discuss important implications of revenue deficit. First of all, revenue deficit implies that the concerned government is saving. I mean, government is using up savings of other sectors of the economy to finance its consumption expenditure. The second implication of revenue deficit is that the concerned government has to make up this deficit from capital receipts, that is through borrowing or disinvestment. It means that the revenue deficit either leads to an increase in inability of the form of borrowings or reduces the assets through this investment. Thirdly, use of capital receipts for meeting the extra consumption expenditure leads to an inflationary situation in the country. Higher borrowings increase the future burden in terms of loan amount and interest payment. And finally, we can say that a high revenue deficit gives always a warning signal to the government to either reduce its consumption expenditure or increase its tax collection or revenue collection. Revenue deficit may be dangerous if it is too high in any budget. So, for minimization of revenue deficit, government of a country can few suitable measures I would like to mention, and for that I will have to change the slide. To cope up with revenue deficit, the government may either decide to curtail significant expenses or opt for an increase in its tax and non-tax collection. Government has to decrease the expenditure and increase the income, and for doing that government can resort to few steps like increase in income tax, then imposition of new taxes, then controlling unnecessary expenses, then selling of assets. So like this, the revenue deficit can be eliminated or minimized. So with this, I am going to conclude this video lecture session. If you have any question, you can post to me. Thank you so much. Have a good time.